Now we're on to what has got to be my absolute favorite logarithmic property, which is the power rule. Power rule. It's awesome because basically you get to take something that looks super duper complicated and simplify it to where it looks really easy, and then people are like, wow, you're amazing. And you're like, yeah, I'm a logarithmic goddess or whatever. So basically the property is this. Log base b of m to the p equals p log base b of m. It's like, say what? Yeah. So log base b of m to the p, basically what this means is I can take the p here and stick it in the front and get p log base b of m. You're like, why? That makes no sense. It actually does. It makes perfect sense. It comes from our product rule. So remember in our product rule, if we had, say we had log base, let's say log base 5 of x squared, right? I could rewrite that, say log base 5 of x times x, right? So my product rule says that whenever I multiply two things together, I can actually add them like this. When I multiply two things together, I can add their exponents, and now all of a sudden I've got a log base 5 of x. I've got a log base 5 of x, and I've got another log base 5 of x. How many times did I say that? Too many? I have two log base 5 of x's, so I've got two log base 5 of x. So really, when we're taking this, we could have simplified it directly by taking the 2 and sticking it out front, which is what we have here. So really, the product rule is like a application of the product rule, but like a whole bunch of times. Ah, go away. No, I mean, come back. So it's really, really neat, actually, because you can take, like I said, you can take problems that look really complicated and simplify them very, very quickly by pulling that exponent out front. So, you know, if I had something like, what do I got? So if I had something like log base 5 of 7 to the 4th, you could say, well, I can fix that. I can take this 4 and stick it out front, and now all of a sudden I've got 4 times log base 5 of 7. And, you know, just to me, this just looks so much happier and just more peaceful. And it's like, hi, I'm just happy. Did I do my peace sign upside down? I never know how to do that. I'm not a peace person. There, that looks better. This looks weird. That looks like a pie chart. Oh well, maybe I shouldn't try it all. Anyway, the point is that this guy, he just looks so much better, and I'd much rather encounter him in a problem than this guy. This guy looks scary. Arrgh. That's supposed to be an angry person. I don't know. This is why I'm a mathematician. Anyway, if you draw pictures in your notes, it actually might help you learn. That's what they say. People learn all sorts of crazy ways. I apparently learn by being irritating. Alright, so anyway, the way that we make these problems hard is we combine them with other things. So like this. Say we had natural log of the square root of x. I might not initially think about that as being a power thingy, right? Because there's no exponent, but there is. Remember, the square root is a certain kind of exponent. X to the what means the same thing as the square root of x. Remember, at one point, I think I told y'all, if you don't know your exponent laws, you're going to be in pain. This is an example of you being in pain. So remember, the square root is the same thing as x to the 1/2, right? X squared of x is the same thing as x to the 1/2. I'm going to take that 1/2, I'm going to pull it out front and get 1/2 natural log of x. So I kind of simplified it. Now again, what's the point? Point is, now we can solve problems that we couldn't solve before, like log base 2 of the square root of 8. You can say, well, so 2 to the what is the square root of 8? I'm like, got me. So let's see what I can do to simplify. So 8 to the 1/2. Now I can take this out front and say, okay, we got 1/2 log base 2 of 8. So that's 1/2 now. 2 to the what is 8? 2 to the 3 is 8. So that actually ends up being 3/2. And one more example along these lines. Try log base, or nothing, how about log of 4x to the 5th? Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to take my 5, pull it out front. So I've got 5 times log of 4x. And now we see what the rest of the day is going to be like. You've got a 5 here, but I've got 4 times x, right? So I can rewrite my product as addition, right? I can rewrite my product as addition. Now I can go in here, and it's very important I put that in parentheses because the 5 applies to the whole thing, not just a part of it. So I've got 5 log of 4 plus 5 log of x. Now the word for what we're doing here is called expand. So the directions on your homework they're going to say expand the following, and that means that keep pulling it apart until you've used up all of the product, quotient, power rules that you can. So let's go add that to our master list now. We've got our power rule. So what was this again? Log base b of m to the p equals p times log base b of m. And this is our power rule.